Okay, cold is kind of relative. So, what is cold in Idaho?
I think. Oh, actually, my mom can tell you. It's 34 outside right now.
Oh,
so, I mean, not as cold as some, but cold enough.
It's cold here in Florida too. Let me tell you.
Yeah, there.
It's in the 60s right now. Okay.
I think we might all take your cold.
I'm drinking coffee. I've got a hoodie on. It's kind of cold.
Well, I'm in Arizona and it's 32 degrees. How about that one?
Hey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everybody thinks Arizona's hot, but I live up in the mountains, so I'm like mile high. I'm like a couple hours from Phoenix, so it's like, and I'm from Southern California like my whole life, so this is so freaky to me. I'm like the only one in the city that wears like jackets and like hats and gloves.
Crazy.
I will say we were in Arizona for the Disneyland trip. We had flown in early and went to Arizona, and we were in Mesa with friends, and we were going to go to the Grand Canyon. She's like, I'm telling you, it's so cold up there. I was like, whatever. I froze my tush off. I was shocked.
Yeah, we actually went to the Grand Canyon last year for the first time. It's not that far for me, maybe a couple hours or something. But it's a fun experience. I think it's a neat thing to visit, you know.
Okay, I think Tammy, you found it, so I wanted to make sure you were on. How's everybody doing?
Good. I want to comment on the weather. It's supposed to get to be negative 34 here tonight.
All your texts about that.
Where are you? North Dakota?
Iowa.
Oh.
It's stupid out.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's not the norm, but it's cold.
That's just horrible. That's just, I can't even imagine that.
They send your kids home, too. They're on their way back.
They send your kids back? Well, that's even worse.
Well, can the buses even run that cold? Because I know if we even get down to like the buses won't start.
Yeah, they'll gel up, so that's why they're sending them back.
Really?
Yeah, diesel buses won't run because diesel can't run if it gets too cold. So yeah.
Nothing new today. I'm good.
It's crazy.
And I'm
so excited for the group.
You'd think it'd be the coldest here, and we have snow, but you guys have it worse than I do.
You do.
Vicki, where are you at?
Wisconsin. So usually, this is the best winter we've had yet. We're just starting to get our snow, so.
Wow.
This has been a cold one here. Well, let's go ahead and get started. I know this is recording too. So I really just wanted to start off with having people introduce themselves and just share a little bit, about yourself and Pampered Chef too, maybe your title and your top goal for the year. And then I thought for this call, we could just pick a day of the month that would work best for calls. And I wanted to at least schedule them through conference. I thought if we just planned for that window of time, then we can decide around then if this is still helpful for everybody. We can keep going through the end of the year or make changes if we need to. And then topics of calls. So I know a couple people posted ideas. I have a short list, but I really wanted everybody to weigh in so that, it was helpful for everyone. And we have a really good mix, I think, of virtual and cooking show consultants and consultants that do a little bit of both. So if you can kind of maybe share what your primary type of show is so that we know, and then and what your goal would be. So who wants to go first?
Hi, y'all.
Gotta be fun? Hey.
No, you go, Lindsay.
Okay. So my name's Lindsay. I live in Idaho, and I am everything that you think Idaho is. My husband's a potato farmer. We hunt. So I fit right in that stereotypical category of an Idaho girl. I've been with Pampered Chef for 5.5 years. I was a fast track director and have been able to maintain my directorship since then. Bumped up to advanced director once and then lost that. So my goal first, obviously, the next step would be advanced director. So re-promote by conference. And then I hope to be a senior director by the end of the year. So that's my goal.
Thanks, Lindsay.
So I'm excited to work with a group of ladies who, can motivate me and teach me and, encourage.
Are you mostly cooking or mostly virtual?
Both actually. Yeah, I would say probably an equal 50-50.
Okay, awesome. Who's next?
I'll go next. I'm Vicki Utek. I'm in Wisconsin, and I was an advanced director as well. My director lost her directorship, so I'm working towards advancing back to advanced director by conference and then senior director by the end of the year. I'm 100% virtual, and I've been with the business 4.5 years.
All right, I am.
Always been virtual?
Pardon?
Have you always been 100% virtual?
I mean, I do cooking shows. If someone wants a cooking show, I had one last month, but I'm pretty much 100% virtual. I have been since I started. I think the most I think 1 year I did 10 cooking shows in a year. Otherwise, I've been 100%. And my team too. I mean, they're 100% virtual. They will do a cooking show if someone, wants one.
Okay. Awesome.
Oh, Sarah, because you're next on my list.
All right. I'm Sarah, up in Minnesota, and I have been with Paper Chef for 13 years, coming on 14. I'm one first gen director away from senior, so I definitely want to promote by conference. But you guys, it's been so long since I promoted a director, I feel like I'm brand new, so I am super excited just to be partnering with you guys and shouldering up and just laser focused vision and chasing after it. Yeah. And I do both. I prefer in-home parties like all day long. But I do virtuals. I totally do virtuals, but they're not my strength, but I just keep plugging along with them. So I do, I don't know, maybe 4 or 6 virtuals a month and probably 6 or 8 in-homes a month.
Have you looked at your numbers? Like how many virtuals you did compared to cooking last year?
I don't have it in my brain. I'll pull it up.
Well, because Chantel's such a numbers person, so she's always asking me numbers. So I've looked it up, and it's funny because I always have this idea of what my calendar looks like compared to what I've submitted. So it's interesting to see how many virtual and how many cooking you do.
I'm totally gonna look it up.
I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up too.
You can thank Chantel for that. So.
Okay.
All right, I'll go next. I'm Tammy Johnston. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. I am an advanced director. I've been with the business since 1996. I cashed in on a late seller last December. I earned Hawaii by June of this year. And my next goal is I am like Sarah, one first line director away from promoting to senior. So would really like to ace that by conference. Again, has been a while, and so really need some focus on how to make the dream come true. And I am probably 75-25 virtual. Built my business, of course, on solid kitchen shows, but after shattering my knee 2 years ago at a kitchen show, I went 100% virtual at that point. So I'm trying to work my way kind of back.
That's horrible.
I'll just add that Tammy rocked her business when she was down and out with her surgery. So maybe ask her about it. She's amazing.
Thank you, Lindsay. You're pretty amazing yourself there, girl.
Let's see. Amanda Jo, you want to go next?
Yep, I'm Amanda Jo. I live in Iowa. I live on a farm, very rurally. I have barely left my house this week, and I'm going crazy, and they keep sending my kids back home from school. My big goals for this next year are, I have several. I want to earn the elite trip again. I'd like to earn the trifecta, and I want to promote to senior director. I need 1 first line and 1 second gen. I do probably 80% cooking shows, and I'm dabbling in virtuals, but so far I haven't been very successful with them. But after 5 canceled parties because of weather this month, that's what I'm trying to learn. So,
How long you been selling, Amanda?
10 years.
And what What do you call it a trifecta, Amanda?
Excellence in sales, recruiting, and promoting leaders.
Me too. Yay.
Yay.
All right, well, I'll go. I'm Danielle Redner. I am in Florida. And yes, we are getting a cold front. The highs, it's going to dip down. We're going to get in the 40s. So that is cold for us. I know. It's cold for us. Anyways, I have been selling 13 years. I am a director. I have promoted 2 directors, but they lost their title within 4 months. Both of them did. So I'm definitely, I'm excited to work with y'all. I feel a little under qualified, but I'm excited to be focused. So my goal, I haven't done excellence. Oh my gosh, sometimes words escape me. I haven't done excellence in recruiting in a few years. So my goal is to do the 2 categories, and I also want to promote to advance this by conference and senior this year.
Okay, awesome. Yvonne, you haven't had a turn yet, have you?
Oh,
Go for it.
It's hard for me to talk about myself. It's kind of weird to me.
I know.
So I'll just say I've been doing, in April it'll be 20 years I've been doing Pampered Chef. I am an advanced director. I was a senior and lost it. So right now I have 6 first line gens. So that's the most frustrating thing for me right now, is just getting these girls green, helping them. So that's the main thing. Yeah, I have a whole lot of goals. I'm very goal oriented. So maybe some of you guys know I was Circle of Honor for recruiting last year. So that was like probably the highlight of my entire career. I'm getting the chills right now. I'm gonna start crying just thinking about it. So the business has been quite very many blessings, honestly and truly. And I feel like my passion is to train new consultants and to help them achieve whatever goals that they want. So I love to say, yes, I would definitely want to be a senior by conference. I think it's doable. It was exec by conference, but I don't know. It's just kind of crazy. I feel like it's hard to set goals for other people. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to even put dates on it anymore because I've changed it so many times. It's sort of frustrating. But honestly, this year I just feel like I'm just pressing on and moving forward and focusing back on my personal business a little bit more. For the last 6 months, I've been really focused on the directors. So we promoted 4 directors last year, and 1 of them lost it, but 3 of them are new and super excited. So anyway, so yeah, lots of goals, like so many. I can't even share them all probably, but lots, yeah. So thank you all for inviting me in. Excited to be here and meet y'all and share with y'all and learn from y'all. So thanks so much.
Yvonne, do you do cooking or virtual? What's your split?
Oh, I do 2/3 virtual and 1/3 cooking. So I don't know my exact numbers of how many I did last year, but yeah, I lived like my whole life in Southern California, and then I moved my business like 2 hours away, and then I moved out of state over the last few years. So I've moved my business a few times, and where I live now is nothing like LA, where I lived my whole life. So it's super small compared to there. And so, yeah, so I had to sort of jump on board with virtual. So I've actually been doing virtuals for probably about 4 years solid now. So, so I love them. I'm doing 7 right now. So, I love virtuals because I could be in my pajamas most of the time. But honestly, I love cooking shows too, because that's to me the heart of Pampered Chef and where it all began. And so I actually have I think 5 this week or something. So I still do a lot of cooking parties too.
Awesome. Okay. And I'm Chantel. I live in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I've been doing this. It'll be 14 years in April. I'm still primarily a cooking show consultant. I average 12 to 15 cooking shows a month, but my goal this year is to make it a little bit more of an even split. So I'd like to stick to 10 to 12 cooking shows a month and then add in about 8 virtual shows consistently. I like how Yvonne said the goals, because my goal for 2 years has been to promote to senior, but we promoted 2 directors, lost them last year. We lost a lot of our culture with that. So I know our biggest goal has to be to rebuild that culture so that we can get more back to recruiting consistently, because we're not right now. So I would love to be a senior by conference, but I don't know that we have the momentum to do it in that time frame. So it's really just going to depend on a couple new girls who want to recruit, but if they can really, you know, get that going, because I mean, I can't recruit them all myself to promote up. So, so definitely by the end of the year would be my goal. And I think one of my big things is just, I want to balance the culture on our team to be more cooking show and virtual oriented, instead of so like it almost is divided on our team. And that was one of the things, like I know we've got an awesome mix here of cooking show consultants and virtual consultants, and people who have been doing this a long time and people who are still new. So I thought this is a great way to learn from each other and strengthen your weaker areas, and then help other people with your strengths. So I'm really, really excited about this. So does anyone have any questions or? One of my other big goals is Founders Award in sales and recruiting. So I've hit Founders Award 3 years running for sales and 2 years running for recruiting, but it's going to be a tight squeeze in recruiting this year. So so I'm still working towards that one too. Okay. So who here, let's just kind of share, what are some things that you think, and especially thinking of the goal of, you know, senior director or the next title, whatever your next title is, I think what would be the most helpful? Because I know, Yvonne, you said keeping your directors green each month. So I do have that down. And I had a couple other things I had written down, but I wanted to make sure everybody had input before we made a list. And we'll have, I think it's 5 calls between now and conference if we do it once a month. So we'll have to kind of limit it to 5 topics. So what are some helpful ideas?
I would love help, and you touched on this a little bit, Chantal, but just help on creating culture. I know that sometimes just is a natural thing, but I know there's things you can do to create it. And I do struggle with that with my team. So I feel like I'm the only excited person on my team sometimes, you know?
Okay, yes. Okay, who else has something?
I would say recruiting culture, because my problem is I have 85 personal team members, and I can recruit. I share everything with them on, you know, how to recruit, what to say, helping them. But it's just getting them to want to recruit and to have them see, you know, why they want to have a team. And some of them, they're stuck right now at 3, and I know they're trying, but it's just, you know, getting them to that next step.
Awesome.
So almost like marketing directorship to them.
Mm-hmm. And we have a great team culture. I have a great team culture. That's one thing I can say. So if anybody needs help with that, but the recruiting, I mean, sales booking is good, but it's just the recruiting that makes it tough.
Okay. And Kami, is that you that just joined in?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, I was having trouble getting on.
No, you're fine. I'm going to just put your name on here, but thank you for joining. I'm excited to have you. She said she was
welcome.
picking up her twins and had to get them all loaded up in the car before she could jump in. So, okay. Perfect. So everybody introduced themselves. If you want to jump in and just introduce yourself and how long you've been with Pampered Chef, if you're more virtual or more cooking show, or, you know, an even mix, and then your big goal for the year. And then we were starting to share like one thing you would want to get out of this group too. So we're making a list so we can have a topic for each call that we do. So if you want to introduce yourself, that would be awesome.
Sure. So yeah, I've been with Pampered Chef 13 years this year, and yeah, basically, let's see, I'm trying to drive at the same time and concentrate. I do a combination of shows. I used to be exclusively cooking shows. Now I probably do more virtual than I do cooking, but I still do about 2 cooking a week. And then, yeah, definitely as far as getting out of this group, I definitely would love help and ideas in promoting more leaders on my team. I have a lot of interest out there, but it's hard for me to actually get them to do the necessary steps to promote. And so that's kind of my focus this year.
Okay. And that's kind of in keeping with what everyone said. So yeah, I know you're driving, so if you need to, not talk, that's fine, but jump in as much as you want. And then I am recording it, so I will post the replay later just in case people will need to jump in or kind of listen.
Wait, is this Tammy Cruz?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, we all gotta give this girl props because I'm telling you, I was like gonna message you last night, girlfriend.
Oh, why?
Because did y'all see her points for the
incentive
trip? Literally, like on
She's
the
amazing.
450,000 points. Seriously.
How many?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
She's number one in the company on the trip this year. So
I'm like, I was like, Lord, I was gonna message you last night, Cammie. I don't really know you, but I was just like, girlfriend. It's like amazing.
Well, thank you. I was totally shocked that I was number one. I didn't think I figured I'd be like top 5, but I figured for sure Steve had me beat. So I was totally shocked when Sharon messaged me with that.
Wow. Awesome.
No way. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like all cheering and dancing for you in my living room yesterday. I was like,
oh.
No, seriously.
Well, thank you so much. You're so sweet.
That's a super, super impressive and very exciting for you. So yay for you.
Thank you.
They're going to get a really cool room.
You'll have to share
Yes, I'm
pictures
excited.
in our group. I can't wait to see. So, okay. Awesome. Well, thank you. And thanks for joining. So who else? We've got green, making sure your directors are green every month, creating just a better culture in general, having a recruiting culture and a directorship promotion culture, which I think all of these were on my list. So what else would you guys like to make?
I guess part of that goes along with it too, is just building like marketing directorship. I think we kind of said that too. It's just how to, and not just directorship, but just how to promote and get excited for leaders to be the leader, like how to get them excited to see that. Because I mean, like Yvonne said, we've set dates and we've set, goals of when we want to promote, but we need them to want to set them, right? We need them to get excited to set a goal and be okay if they fail, like how to get them to shoot for it.
So team goals, would that be?
Yeah, that would be nice too, to help them set goals, team goals. Yeah, that'd be good.
I think too, that's alongside that is like when we set our goals, how to keep it in front of them. I think that's super important too. Like I know, like we're like, oh, this is our goals, and then so I've been like weekly posting, like okay, update on our goals kind of thing. But I think there's more I can do in that. So for sure, what you're saying, Danielle, like yeah, like the whole thing with them them creating goals and just us helping them keep them accountable to the goals.
I also would really like to learn how to fast track people, especially virtually. That's something I've never done, and I feel like that could change culture and excitement and all those things that we want to work on, right?
Yeah, that's another one. Okay, that was on the list too. Anything else? Because that's 6, and I think as long as we do a call in July, then we'll have 6 months actually. So anything else, or does this kind of cover everybody's goals? Anything else? Okay. Because I'm looking at it and it looks like we can kind of just do a natural progression here, because it could be just creating culture in general would be the first one. And then recruiting culture, because you kind of have to build upon each other. Directorship culture. And then keeping the directors green, once you have that culture, and then team goals, and then we can fit fast tracking in towards the beginning or the end. But it looks like, it kind of makes sense just to go right in that order, because they all build upon each other too. So does that sound good? I've got an Evernote started that I'll just post to the group and keep each topic, assigned to a month, and then everybody can just bring their best practices and their questions regarding that topic. Does that all make sense and sound good, or?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we've got a little bit more time. So what would be the most helpful to kind of talk about for the next 30 minutes? And then we'll also want to pick a day of the month that works for everyone. So I know we're a couple different time zones. I'm not even sure how many. So did you have something you wanted to add, Lindsay?
yeah, just something that how we could kind of direct, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
So I'm curious what you guys do. Maybe we could just do like a quick, I don't know, each of us say, what do you do on your team pages or within your team for like recognition? Because I think, recognition is kind of where the culture starts. I mean, that's where the excitement is generated. And so, I know what I'm doing, and I've changed it up I tweaked it just slightly this year. But I feel a lot of times like it's crickets just a little bit. So I'm just wondering, I don't think what I'm doing is wrong. I just wonder what you guys are doing. Maybe I could add in a touch of something else. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, let's talk about that. And that would be great too, if like once we kind of pick the main topic, if you want a more specific focus under that topic each month, like to add it. Because I mean, I'm fine with creating the Evernote, but I don't want to be in charge of it. And I think if we all put our minds together and, add kind of where we want to go with that specific topic, we'll learn a lot more than just one or two inputting. So make sure you add your input would be awesome. So I know that's something we're really shifting, because we did live meetings up through the end of last year. And we did a live recipe night. So we still had 2 things on our calendar every single month where we met as a team. And our attendance was still really good, I would say, through either half of last year or 2/3 of last year as far as meetings and things like that, where I felt like, our culture was strong. It was worth it. We have a good mix. We have a lot of people that still do cooking shows on our team. But the last part of the year, our culture shifted, our attendance shifted, and a couple comments from different team members, both new and longstanding. I was like, you know what, we need to jump on the virtual meeting. So that's one of our big changes for this year, which changes our recognition program drastically, because I've always had a live meeting to do it at and been able to have, specific things, products that are like a prize of the month or whatever that I can hand out. I'm not going to necessarily mail big products to people and all that. So I think we've come up with a very simple plan, but I would love to hear more about what people are doing. So who wants
to tell me what your plan is. I want to hear it now.
Yeah. So we're really.
Yes, let's hear your plan. Yeah, for sure. Because we've also gone to virtual meetings, but always done in-person meetings. And so I'm looking to change it up now because, we are doing more virtually to hit all of our people across the country.
Right. And we are still doing our recipe night. So we do have one thing a month. But for what we're doing is I did the evening with the stars. I got, I think, the bulk of my ideas last year from Ellington. With how she does that. And it went really well for about 1.5 years. And then this last quarter, nobody earned it. And I'm like, well, obviously this isn't incentivizing them anymore. So we're changing to, it's either going to be coffee with the directors or wine with the directors. And we'll kind of change it up, but like basically drinks with your directors. And to earn that, they have to recruit. That's it. That's the only requirement, because we wanted to shift our culture to a stronger recruiting culture. So I felt like we needed to shift our recognition just to recognize what we're going for. And since we are growing and we want to grow more virtually, and that typically means growing more long distance, we thought that that would be an easy thing. Like there are a lot of states you can ship a bottle of wine or not. We could like send like a coffee mug and like a cool bag of coffee or something. So it would be an easy way to include the long distance consultants without it breaking the bank.
Even a gift card would be a good idea.
Right, we've not even a gift card. I mean, we'll see how crazy we get with it or how simple we keep it. But we just thought that that was a really simple thing, and it was something we could still focus on and keep, the people who are local really seem to, when they do earn these kind of things, like they thrive on it. So I have a virtual girl. She was my top seller last year, and she's never until this last quarter never not earned our evening with the stars, and she has never attended a single meeting, but she'll come to that. So I do feel like there's value in creating that culture in a fun way, because if they're local and they get together, and we did bowling and paint and wine nights and all those different fun things, and they got to meet consultants they had never met before. So that's one thing that we shifted, and we really kept in mind the long distance consultants included with that. The other one, I'm going back to cookies for the top seller and the top recruiter, because I did that years ago, and it kind of like I was getting mixed feedback, so I stopped doing it. But I thought, again, with long distance consultants, it's easy. Have them post. I post on their page when they earn it, and then I ask them to post a picture when it comes in the mail. So it's just a really easy recognition for the top seller and the top recruiter, and it's easy. Yes.
Question on that too. So you're only sending a cookie to the top recruiter?
That's what we're trying to do, yeah, this year, because they'll automatically, anyone who recruits will earn this recruiting.
Okay. And that's only, and you're doing the recruiting thing once a quarter?
No, I think we decided to do every 2 months. So it would be like anyone who recruits in January and February gets to go in March. We were doing it once a quarter last year, and we felt like if we made it more frequent that it would stay more in front of them. And since it's just coffee or wine or sending something in the mail, it's not quite as pricey as a whole evening. So we could do it a little bit more often. So we're doing that. And then
I've got a question.
Yeah.
So are you doing this for your org or your personal team, or how do you break that down?
I have one director under me. She's a pretty strong leader. So we came up with this together. So she'll pay for anyone on her team, but we just do this hand in hand. And we felt like the cookie thing was something, even a brand new director, I mean, that's like $12 a month. So, that's something we could just set a standard of, you're going to do the cookie for your top seller and top recruiter. And it's not overwhelming even for a brand new director to jump on board with that. So, even with the coffee and wine, like I think like even a $10 Amazon gift card, especially because there's some states you can't ship a bottle of wine to and some that you can. A new director could easily do that without it breaking the bank. So
you have your director do it for her personal team, and then you do it for your personal team.
Yep.
Yeah, it gets a little tricky when you get directors on your team.
Right, I know.
Because I know for us, like the 3 new ones are like super excited. Like one of them is like doesn't do anything for her team. The other 2 are like they're all so different. So that was like a hard thing for me too, Sarah, what you're saying, like how does that work? But what I did was like for the stuff that we do for recognition, that kind of thing, we have like director team time like twice a month. So whoever comes on, and then I record it obviously so they can watch it if they want to. So I basically we just started doing we call it breakfast club. So if they don't know what the gift is, but basically if they recruit someone that month, they get a $5 Starbucks card, like a cup of coffee. If they recruit 2 people, we're doing like 10 Pampered Chef dollars. If they recruit 3 people, they're getting like a $15 product. So basically they just know that they're getting something bigger. And then at the first Saturday of the following month, like in the morning, because we're all on different time zones, we're doing like a little Zoom time, like woohoo, breakfast club, and then they have their gifts or blah, blah, and all that.
I like that.
So basically I just said, okay, whatever directors want to do it, then you can do it. So I didn't advertise it on the org page because I have a personal page too. And so I advertise it in my org page, in my personal page, but we're all doing it. All the directors who want to do it are getting together for that Zoom. And yes, the directors do take care of the gifts for their own team for that.
So Yvonne, you're doing the breakfast club. So you're doing the recognition, like the each recruit, they're getting that. And then the following month, it'll be like the breakfast time with everyone that earned the month before.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's cute.
Yeah. It's something new we're starting. So I don't know. We'll see how it works. Basically, whenever we try something, it's like, okay, we're going to do this for 3 months and see how it works,
Right.
You don't commit to anything too long.
Yeah. I like what you just said, you commit for 3 months, because I feel like I haven't even set like a recognition plan for the year, because I feel like I always set it and then I don't like it, and I feel bad that I've sucked it up on it. So I like the thought of just trying it. Let's do this for 3 months and see how it works.
Yeah, and we just kind of explain that to them. I even do it with the director team recognition. So just like I said, just seeing if is it actually motivating them? Are they getting excited about it? People jumping on board. But yeah, we do. I have very, very few local consultants, so we do everything virtually. We've been doing that forever. So first Monday I do my personal team time, and that's when the directors do theirs typically. And then the second Monday we do organization team time. So So we share different things, and yeah, we do. And I do team recognition. Like, this is what we did as a team. This is we're the top, 3 on the team. Like, everything's about the team on the organization one. And so that's kind of a wider thing. And I'll do like, have you guys ever done like Kahoot?
I've heard of it, but I've never followed through and done it. I should though.
It's super fun. Yeah, it's super fun. Everything has to be like super fun with us. Like, everything is like super over the top fun. Like, even virtually, like I'll send like little like when we did the, what do they call that? Take me out to the ball game thing. I sent like baseball caps to all of the, like from the dollar store, like to all the directors. So we're all wearing our baseball caps, like just stuff like that I think it's fun. It's inexpensive, but yeah, we did the Kahoot thing. So basically, like when new products come out, this is like perfect timing for it is when we do it. So it's called KAHOOT.it, I believe. And you just make up like a little game thing, right? Like new products or whatever.
Like a trivia. It's like a trivia game. Yeah.
Yeah. And so when we're live, I tell everybody ahead of time, make sure you're on your computer and have your phone ready or whatever, right? Or have 2 screens open, because they're playing it and then they keep track of it, and it says like who wins and everything like that. And everyone's like trying to like answer like really fast. It's super fun, and they're learning at the same time. So I always want like, just like with my kids, like let's make it really fun, but let's learn something at the same time kind of thing, So
and on Kahoot, Yvonne, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but on Kahoot, you can create a trivia list or whatever, and you can share it with people. So like if Yvonne's created one, do you send it to someone or you share it with them?
You can make it private, or you can make it public. Right. So like if I wanted to share it with someone, I would have to make it public, so every single person in the world would have access to it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, but it's super easy to make. Like, I'm not all techie or anything, and I actually figured it out. So I Google a lot, So and listen to other gals like on Director of Success and stuff. If you type in Kahoot, you can probably see it. I want to say it was Tiffany Maribel that shared it. I want to say it was her. And I thought, oh, this is so fun. So yeah, we do a bunch of stuff like that. Like, I'll even just do like, if you don't want to do that, you can even just write down 10 questions. I've done this like last month. Like, I think I did about, I don't know, like some product knowledge or something. And I'm like, okay, whoever the first one, that gets the points or whatever. And I just give small stuff away, really, every maybe quarter we'll do something big, like a bingo or something like that. And then what I do is I wrap up like presents, or like for like spring launch, we'll do this. I'll wrap up like a bunch of products, and it's all in brown paper and they're all just numbered. And I'm like, okay, pick which one you want kind of thing. And then I just put their name on it, and then it goes to the mail. So it's kind of a fun thing. And like, obviously, however big your organization is, you just work it according to that, how much money you want to spend and how many gifts or whatever you want to do. But yeah, we have a bunch of fun on our virtual meeting. We've done them on FaceTime Live and we've done them on Zoom, but everyone likes Zoom better because you can see everyone show themselves. So that's always a fun thing. So yeah, it's a set thing every month, and lots of people actually come in on it. I don't know if that helped.
I love that idea. I was wondering, is there any way like for like 24 hours that you could like post one of your like Kahoot things so we could kind of get an idea how it works and like look at that, and then you could like take it off the page or whatever?
Yeah, why don't I just like create one just for us, and I'll put it in our page and we'll play.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll work on that. I'll do that next week. Yes.
Sounds good. Awesome.
I'll do next week, and then I'll just tell you guys, hey, you jump on if you can, be live or whatever, and I'll let you guys know ahead of time, and then we can just do it. I'll just, what I'll do? I'll just create one for the new products, and then you guys can steal it.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're awesome.
Yeah, no problem. You just put a note so I don't forget. I'm getting really old, y'all. I'm 50 this year. Let me just say.
And you don't look a day over 20.
You're so sweet. Take it for you.
Yay!
So I know on our recognition, I have not figured out anything yet. I really focused this year because I knew that my goals were big, so I needed to grow my personal team. So I was not even focusing on the team culture stuff yet until I can feed new life into our team. But I know that I do get really good results when I post on their personal Facebook page. So it's not always I do post like a whole team, like what we did, and they all cheer each other on. But I post on each page individually, the top 10. And I just say, congrats, you're the top 10. I don't know. I do it like, I don't think I've even done December, or maybe I did. No, it's January. Just kidding. But I post on there. I just say like the top one, I say you're number 1. You know, you need to have a Pampered Chef party with this girl. And then the other ones, I just say congrats on being the top 10. You know, you need to host a party or join her team. So I do that and always get some good feedback.
What we're doing with ours is the top 3 in sales on each personal team. We're doing PC dollars, 15, 10, and 5, depending on first, second, third place. And then I'm doing the cash pot. Have you guys heard that? With the $2 for each recruit, including your own, goes into a pot. And at the end of the month, you do a drawing. Whoever's name comes out gets the money in the pot. If your name comes out, the money stays in the pot and rolls to the next month. And that way it's getting bigger and bigger over time. Of course, we all know that we're probably the top recruiter in our team. So it's a cool, fun way, I think, to really motivate people to recruit.
Yeah.
I like that.
We actually have a cash pot for conference, just specifically for conference. So we have 5 goals a month, and whenever we meet the goals, the director team like takes turns putting $10 in the pot. So we're going to actually give away cash to consultants who are going to conference.
Awesome. What are your 5 goals?
So it's like sales, recruiting, number of shows, number of active, and at least 1 team leader promotion. And that's like something I update every month or every week as well. So there's like, I think there's like 100, almost like, there's like $150 in there, $130 right now. So we're hoping to get as much as we can so that we can, you know, pay for registration or something for a couple people or whatever they want to use it for.
So if your team hits that goal and you put $10 in the pot?
Yeah, so there's 5 goals each month.
Mm-hmm.
So like I always start with the $10, and then like we have like, you know, we have a list of the directors who actually participate in it. So then, you know, we have like a list like, okay, so I'm going to put the first 10, then you're going to put the next 10, you're going to put the next 10, depending on how many. And then for the next month, I always start with the 10 and then other directors. So, you know, like I said, it just kind of depends on how big your org is and all that stuff, you know, how much you want to work it. But it's a new thing too we've been doing. People seem to like it. They're excited. We still do ribbon recognition too. I'm old school. We do top three get ribbon recognition and postcard recognition. It's super easy, you know, but they like it and they post it and everything like that too.
Lindsay, what do you do? Because you asked originally, so what are you doing?
Yeah, so all of last year, I liked Danielle's idea better of trying something for 3 months and seeing how it worked, but I committed to trying something all year long last year, and that was the Green by 15 cards. I don't know if you guys have seen those before. I think I had them made on, I don't know, Vistaprint or something. Yeah, I got like 250 of them made at once. So I'm going to continue to do that because I have so many of them left. And that is if they're green by 15, I give them a card. And once they have 4 cards, they can send 4 cards back to me and get a $10 like Amazon gift card or whatever gift card. I sent quite a few of them last year, but I've yet to see 4 come back to me. So I haven't even had to out of pocket the $10 yet, although I wished I would have to. So I'm going to continue that. And then something that I started this year, which I haven't done yet because it just hasn't come to that time yet, is sending Happy Mail. So my director sent Happy Mail all of last year. I don't think she's going to do it this year for whatever reason. But I loved getting it, you know, and I got it every month. It was fun, and it was just something little. And so I'm going to do Happy Mail for anybody that's active at all on my team. And so like by the 5th of February, I'll know who was active for January, and I'll go ahead and just send it all at one time to each person. And I went to the dollar store yesterday and got, extra bubble gum because you were extra hot in January, or, bags of popcorn because your business was popping in January, or whatever. I love plays on words, so I'll probably totally go with that. But just a little something in the mail for them. So that's what I'm doing. I also like the idea of posting you were number one, on the team, on their page. I think that because when you tag them, their friends see it. When it's on their page, their friends see it, and that helps them create the business that they might not be doing for themselves. I mean, if they're number one, they probably are, but you know what I mean. I like that idea, so I'll probably do that. But so far, what I'm doing doesn't seem to be, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm not finding the right incentives for my team to make them want to work, although I feel like the company offers the most fantastic ones anyways. So why do I feel like I always have to, put something on top of it?
Yeah. So I have to say too, we did, when they were doing that stinking little coffee mug, right? The coffee mug giveaway,
Yeah.
whatever month that was, we made this cute little, I made a Canva that had the coffee mug on it, and we were all oh gosh, we called it posting bail. They had book parties to post bail, and because it was most wanted, and it was cute. They were doing we were trying to think, how can we make them focus on what Pampered Chef is giving us? Because anything we give them is not going to be anything near what Pampered Chef does. So we had it as we were having them, when they booked a party, they had to do a GIF of getting out of jail and or being chased by the police, something funny like that. And then when they got their mug, they had them post their mug shot. And it got a lot of energy, but then the one we did the next month just they weren't quite as excited. So I'm like, okay, we need to, but it was fun. They had a lot of fun promoting the promotions. So
That's a good idea.
It was really cute.
Mm-hmm.
I am with Lindsay. I used to do the Happy Mail, and I would do the Green by 15 that never got anything back. So last year I changed, because I still think they need to be recognized for being active and things, but yet I don't want to overdo what the company does. They get a paycheck if they're active, right? So I started they get a green postcard just for being green, and I just write a nice little note on it, super cheap to mail, super simple. And then we do bronze level at 1,000. So they're the bronze level, and then they get the gold level if they are over 2,500.
We can post pictures of those in the group later.
Yep, I can actually send you the link to them already made.
And so do they get something for collecting so many, or is it just a postcard recognition?
Yeah, I used to do the collection, but I had one person out of 30 people turn them in.
Right.
And I was like, well, this is dumb. But since I started doing this, I will get people take a picture and they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize I hit 2,500.
What?
I'm like, okay, so before you could have got something and now you get a dumb postcard, but they like it. I mean, it's really simple.
Yeah.
But then I didn't the last 2 months of the year because I got overwhelmed, but I need to post on their wall because I do think that that's powerful when you do that.
Yeah, I like the top seller for posting, because I usually just post when they promote or something. But yeah, top seller, and you said you should need to do a party with this person or something. That's I think that's awesome, because people don't. Some people don't even tell people they're Pampered Chef consultants.
Well, and I used to not put Pampered Chef, but then I started realizing that people don't even have it all in their profile. So I started putting you need to host a Pampered Chef party with this, or you need to join her Pampered Chef team, because I'm like, oh my gosh, they don't even know what I'm posting about because she hasn't even said it.
Right.
I got bad about it at the end of last year, but I will say that is something that's been huge for our team too. And I usually do the top 5 or 10 depending on where our team is for my personal team, and then my director does it. So those are the kind of things I would, when we had more directors, we had a director page where I was just posting what I did as a reminder for them to do it, and I'd tag them. Now that we're down to 1, I would just text her and say hey, I'm doing this today. Don't forget to do it for your team too. So.
Oh, something else that I've been doing, this is kind of new to me, and I've really just kind of baby stepped my way into it. And I'm sure you guys probably already do this, but to create kind of a leadership culture on my team, I've started asking people on my team who I think are potential leaders to do things. I have 2 people on my team right now. One posts every Monday our Motivation Monday, and then one person posts our Wahoo Wednesday. It's really simple. All they have to do is post, but it's giving them something to do. And then I also asked those 2 people again to do something at our meeting in February. And so I'm going to pick 2 different people in February to do the things that people in January have been doing, just because I don't really mind doing all the things, although right now my team is small, so it's relatively easy to do. But as my team grows, which is what my plan is, I'm going to need help, and I want people to see the potential they have, even if they don't hold the title of anything. Consultants can be leaders, so that's something that I've done too. I don't know, haven't seen a huge shift in culture, but I guess it's a slow-moving train.
Lindsay, I do the same thing. I do a bunch of different things actually, and I kind of switch it up every month. But I do the ribbons, so I give the ribbons out, and they like the ribbons. I have the ribbons. I've saved the ribbons since I started. So my director did that. So they actually have a board in their office, and they love getting the ribbons, to see what color they get, and they always try to beat their best month. And then if they have $1,000 show, they get a $1,000 ribbon. And I post on their personal wall if they have a $1,000 show. And then if they're top in sales, I do as well. We do something called hashtag TPHI. So it's the past hour I. So anytime they're working their business, they'll comment on that post. And then once a week, I do a drawing, and actually someone on my team does. And then that person gets Happy Mail. And then we also do a hashtag share the love. So anytime, and these are just little things, but I mean, for some of them, it's a start for them. So if they put the Kit Credit coupon in their host packet, they can comment. If they share the business opportunity on the host, with their host coach, on their host coaching call, if they add someone to, we do a look and learn, if they add someone to that. So there's all different ways, for them to win that drawing. So those are 2 we do. And then I started last year doing, if half the team is active for the month, then, so if I have 80 people on the team, and if half the team is active, just with 150 in sales, I'll do a drawing for 40 Pampered Chef dollars. And it really helped our team. We've had half the team or more active. And at first, I mean, we didn't have 50%. So the first 2 months, it was like, 30%. And now towards the end of the year, we've had like 60%. And they would cheer each other on, because I would post if we were 5 away. So I would have like numbers 1 through 10 or 1 through 50 that I would, type out. And then as, we had another one active, I would tag them and put it in the post. So when I would get down to, 5 more, there's people on the team that would be like, come on guys, who's close? So that really helped get half our team be active. And then another thing that I'm doing, I just started this. So if anyone promotes to team leader, then they get coffee, lunch, or dinner with me. So I'm starting with that because some of them, they have one person. So one more person and they can choose. And then if they promote to director, it will be their husband's significant other. It'll be dinner. And for the ones that are out of town, I'll be mailing a gift certificate to them.
That's fun. That sounds super fun.
We do bingo too. I don't know if any of you guys do bingo, but I do the bingo cards. So I got them off Amazon, a huge stack. They're cheap. So throughout the month, they have different ways to earn bingo cards. If they add someone to if they recruit someone, they get 5 bingo cards. If they add someone to the look and learn, they get 1 bingo card. If they're active, they get 1. I mean, and like for sales, if they have so much in sales, they get them. And they love bingo night. There's so many people. Sometimes I'll have 20 of them on the Zoom call. And I actually have a real bingo thing, and I'm calling it out, and they think it's great. They love it. And
so I have a question on the bingo. I've heard that before, and it sounds like fun, but I've never followed through with it. Do you also do a meeting too? I mean, do you do like your announcements, your training, and then play bingo, or do you just do bingo?
Bingo is separate. So I do a live, like I have a team meeting at my house, a live team meeting every month. And then I do, because I have so many people that are virtual, I do, or that don't live by me, I do a virtual team meeting too. So I do two separate, because the one at my house, we cook, and it's a 2-hour meeting. The virtual one is an hour meeting on Zoom. And then bingo is totally separate. We don't put it all in one, like at
I kind of like the idea of making it all one, you know, do the training first and have the bingo at the end. Then they'll come to the meeting and then they get to play bingo. Okay, maybe not. But
yeah,
I used to do that.
worth a try.
We did that years ago, and we had a blast doing bingo nights. I don't know why I stopped it, but I'm like, oh, that was really fun. We should do it again.
We did.
Yeah, we've done bingo too, and it's been very, very effective. Like we just market it, and then we have the bingo, you know, on 2 different options in case they can't make one, because that's how they redeem their cards, and they have a blast with it. I also got a great idea when somebody was sharing the green cards, because I ordered a while back those little scratch-off cards from Oriental Trading, and I haven't figured out a way to use them. But I'm thinking if I do, you know, the green by 15 postcards, and then when they have 3 or 4 and they mail them back or whatever, then I mail them a scratch card, and that could have like their amount of paper check dollars that they win. So I'm excited about that idea.
I wonder, because I know my director's done rewards where you have to mail stuff back, and I struggle with that. But she switched to texting pictures, and I'm way better about that. So I wonder if you're doing like collect postcards, if letting them text pictures of them would be
a great
better.
idea.
Because I'm
I was wondering that too. You know,
all
it'd
the
probably
girls
be easier for
who know
people
me
to
better now, I'm
text a picture of
horrible
them.
with mail.
Well, and even in that case, why don't you even post a picture on the page, so at least you get some activity recognition going.
Yeah, remind some of the girls
Yeah.
to do it for others.
On the
Okay.
team page, and then that way you don't have to risk, you know, them getting lost in the mail or anything, and then, oh, did they really mail them, you know? So I love
Yeah.
that, you know, promoting it on the team page, like, hey, look at me, I got my 3 postcards, you know. I
Yeah.
love that idea.
And that might create that better culture. One more thing I want to share really quick, and then we have to pick dates for our calls. Is the other thing we're doing this year, and I got this idea off of a call earlier this month, is we're doing a Star of the Week. And what I loved about this idea is we picked a consultant. She's not even a senior consultant yet, but she's just super warm and like loves everybody to be in charge of it for the first 3 months. And so she picks a Star of the Week for each week. And then that person is in charge on Mondays of introducing themselves. So it's Meet Me Monday. And we have like a list of 5 questions they're supposed to share, you know, answers to like who they are, why they started Pampered Chef, something about them that nobody else would know type thing. Then they're supposed to share a Wow Wednesday. And we still have a separate Wow Wednesday post, but this one's like, you know, them as the star. And then on Friday, they're supposed to do a shout out for somebody that's helped them in their business on our team page. So what I loved about it is I didn't have to do anything other than get this girl in charge of it and create an Evernote for her. And then she's in charge of running it. So it gives her that. She is taking this on and loving it, and she's talking people into going live for it that would not normally go live. So she's running with it, and she's thrilled. And then this was our first week, so we've already had 2 posts from the girl, and it's really good. So that, I have an Evernote. I can share it in our group of kind of the outline of what we're doing there.
Hey, before we pick dates, can I say really quick, can somebody that does bingo post on our page what they said to talk about bingo? Does that make sense? Like, how do you present it kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll post mine too. It has like the breakdown of how they earn the cards, you know, based on sales, how much they earn, like all those different breakdowns.
Exactly what I need. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, calendar out.
Okay, so I know some people had to like rearrange standing calls to make it on this, so I definitely appreciate those of you guys who had to, you know, move something around. Is third Thursdays gonna work for people? Is there another day of the week? Because I know we've got a lot of people, so to find one day that's good for everyone is probably going to be a challenge. So
Third Thursday will be fine for me.
okay. And if we stick with like, because I think Vicky had to move something around. I don't remember who else did. Like if we stick with the 11 Eastern, 10 Central, is that standing one already scheduled a month out, Vicky? Or if we kind of take this slot through conference, can you work around that? Is that something you can do?
I'm good.
Hey, the third Thursday in April, we could have an in-person in Hawaii.
You want to do that?
Because we will be there. We will be there.
I like
Are we
that.
all
I was actually
gonna-
hoping we could all meet up face to face in Hawaii, even if it was just for like a drink or something. So does that sound good? And I'll just post the dates on our team page, and we'll stick with this time. Okay, awesome. Well, I am really, really excited, and can't wait to see all the tips on our team page, and then I'll see you guys in a month. So
Yay.
I'm gonna stop the recording before I
Thank
forget.
you.
Thank